Hello everyone, welcome to another informative episode on White Davy Gardening and Worm Farm. Last week I started an extraction process to extract some of my worms. So I put this container in the bin with food scraps in it. As you can see, it's starting to mold up. Doesn't smell too nice, but that is what the worms love. So now we're going to check in the bin to see if the worms have started migrating yet. Oh, I see some. There. So they are starting to move over. The only negative thing about this bin is that most of the holes in it are at the top there. As you can see, those little holes right there. Most of the holes are on the surface or on the top, and that might create a challenge for the worms to get in there. There are just maybe 2 or 4 holes in the bottom of this container, so there's not a lot of space for them to get into the bin. But as you can see, they are starting to move over. Yes, I think this bin has 4 holes. I can see one right there, so that is good. The worms are starting to enter the bin. Just testing the bin to see it has enough moisture. I think I might want to put just a little bit more, just in case. Not that it needs it, but just in case something should happen where I cannot get in here to tend to them. I'm just going to put just a little bit more moisture in here. You may notice that I am not putting any of the water in the bin with the food scraps, and that is because the food scrap has its own moisture, so I don't need to add any more to it. Okay, so Micro Farmer was asking why he didn't see the worms that were in the picture of one of my previous videos, and I explained that because I feed my worm finished compost, then the worms are scattered, so they're not in a bundle where it's easy to see them. But in this bin here, I have finished compost combined with some other material that hasn't finished composted yet, so you may be able to see some of my worms. But you won't see them in a bundle because I don't have food scraps in here. Oh, it wasn't Micro Farmer, it was Maize Homestead that was asking to see the worms. Yes, Maize Homestead is right. So there they are. This bin is pretty moist, so I won't be giving these any more moisture, so they're pretty good. I love it when I come out here and a lot of the bins are moist to the extent where I don't have to do it, because It saves me a lot of time because I've got all these bins to go through. Okay, let's see if the worms are starting to enter this bin. Oh yes, I can see that. There's the hole there, so obviously they're climbing in through that hole, so that's good. This is quite moldy. Oh yeah, there they are. They're starting to enter the bin. Oh, a lot more are in this bin than the other bin, so that is good. I'm just going to rake up the material up against the bin some more so that it's easier for them to get into the bin without them having to climb on the bin outside of the material. Okay, let's see. This bin can take a bit of moisture. Okay, let's see what's going on in this one. If the worms are moving over. Oh yes, I can see them on the top of the bin there. So they are definitely moving in. Oh, bin is very moldy though. Even the tiny hatchlings are moving in. Okay, I'm just gonna cover them up. I won't disturb them more than is necessary. Let them continue their migration process. So as you can see, guys, this method of extracting your worms works, although it is not easy to get into the bin because of the limited amount of holes in the bottom, and because most of the holes are on the upper part of the side of the bin. They're still finding their way in there. So if you want to extract worms from your worm bin, and you can just feed them fresh material and they will move over. Of course, if your bin already have a lot of food scraps in there, then this process does not work. But this is my update. If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification for more updates like these. If you have questions, please feel free to ask and I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.